Have you ever sat at the edge of your bed in the early morning, feet resting on the floor, hands on your thighs, just trying to summon the energy to stand up? Your legs feel a little shaky, your arms seem slower to move, and it's not because of pain. No, it's something deeper. A quiet fading of strength. If you've felt that, you're not alone. After 60, millions of people begin to notice these small but steady changes. And while it may feel like a normal part of aging, it's not something you have to accept. You see, there's a condition called sarcopenia, a medically recognized, age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It begins as early as your 50s and accelerates with each decade unless we intervene. According to the National Institutes of Health, older adults can lose up to 8% of muscle mass per decade, which leads to instability, fatigue, and even a higher risk of falls. But here's the good news. It's not just the passing of time that causes sarcopenia, it's often the result of missed, everyday choices. And one of the most overlooked choices happens late in the day, right before bed. Contrary to what many believe, your body doesn't build muscle during your workout. It rebuilds muscle while you sleep. That's when it goes into deep repair mode, releasing growth hormone, repairing tiny tears, and replenishing what's been lost. But in order to do that vital work, your body needs the right building blocks. And those come not from supplements, not from willpower, but from the foods you eat before you go to sleep. Real, natural foods that quietly support overnight recovery. That's what this video is about. So let me ask you, where are you watching from today? And has anyone in your family, or maybe even you, felt that quiet morning weakness, that slow fading of physical confidence? If so, stay with me. Because today, I'll walk you through 4 powerful bedtime foods, each one backed by science, that can help reverse muscle loss, improve the way you sleep, and help you wake up feeling stronger. And best of all, they're simple. No pills. No complex routines. Just easy, gentle habits that support your strength one night at a time. And the last food? It's not sweet, it's not trendy, and yet, just one spoonful could change how your muscles recover and how you feel when your feet touch the floor in the morning. Part 1. The Power of Kiwi. Theme: Nature's gentle sleep enhancer with muscle repairing benefits. You know, a while back, I had tea with an old friend of mine, George. He's 74, a retired schoolteacher, widowed, soft-spoken but sharp as ever. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I don't really sleep through the night anymore." Thus, I turn, and when I finally get up in the morning, my legs feel like they aren't even mine. He wasn't in pain, not exactly, but something was off. His strength, his balance, it just wasn't there anymore. He said he felt like an old chair, creaky, worn, unsteady. I listened closely. I've heard this story more times than I can count. But instead of handing him a prescription, I offered him something smaller. Something sweeter. I told him, "George, try eating 2 kiwis. Yes, the fuzzy little green ones, about an hour before bed. That's it. Nothing fancy. Just kiwi." 2 weeks later, he called me back, laughing. "I don't creak like an old chair anymore," he said. "I actually feel my legs under me again. And guess what? I'm sleeping through the night for the first time in years." That's the quiet power of kiwi. See, most folks think of it as a nice snack or a colorful addition to fruit salad. But kiwi is one of nature's best-kept secrets, especially for seniors struggling with sleep and muscle recovery. It naturally contains melatonin. That's the hormone that gently nudges your brain and says, "Hey, it's time to rest." Many people take melatonin pills, but kiwi offers a more natural, food-based version that your body can absorb with ease. And when you get better sleep, especially that deep, uninterrupted kind, your body goes to work. That's when your muscles rebuild. That's when healing begins. Research from Taiwan and New Zealand backs this up. In one study, adults who ate 2 kiwis an hour before bed fell asleep faster, slept longer, and had more restful nights within just a few weeks. For seniors, this kind of quality sleep can be the difference between waking up stiff and waking up strong. But it's not just about melatonin. Kiwi is loaded with antioxidants, vitamin C and vitamin E, which help reduce inflammation in aging muscles. It's also rich in potassium, which supports muscle function and helps prevent those dreaded nighttime leg cramps. And here's something you'll love. Despite its sweet taste, kiwi has a low glycemic index. That means it won't spike your blood sugar. It's safe for folks with diabetes and gentle on digestion. Even people with high blood pressure can enjoy it, since it's naturally low in sodium. So what's the best way to enjoy it? Peel 2 ripe kiwis. Eat them slowly, maybe while you're winding down with a good book or soft music. Let it become a nightly ritual, a small signal to your body that rest is coming and strength is on the way. Of course, if you've got a sensitive stomach or struggle with fruit acids, start with one and see how you feel. But for most people, kiwi is soothing, healing, even comforting. Let me ask you, have you ever tried kiwi before bed? Did it help you sleep? Did you feel a difference in the morning? I'd love to hear your story. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine doesn't come in a bottle. It comes in a bowl, green, sweet, and wrapped in fuzzy skin. Part 2: Bedtime Eggs. More than breakfast. Theme: a compact protein powerhouse that triggers overnight rebuilding. Let me tell you about Lean. She's 68, always smiling, always the first to arrive at our community wellness sessions, with a basket of fruit in hand and something kind to say. But a few months back, she sat down across from me, sighed, and said, "I get up in the morning, and my legs wobble like overcooked noodles." She wasn't weak in spirit, but her body? It just didn't feel sturdy anymore. Her knees buckled getting out of bed. Her feet weren't as steady on the floor. And what really surprised her, she wasn't even skipping meals. But when we looked at her routine more closely, dinner was early, and there was no protein going into her body before bed. Just tea. That's when I suggested something simple. One softly poached egg about an hour before she turned in. Not a meal. Just a warm, gentle bite. 2 weeks later, she returned with that signature grin, but this time, it was paired with a little stomp of the foot. "I don't feel so wobbly anymore," she laughed. "I feel stable. Stronger somehow." That's the magic of the humble egg, especially when eaten before sleep. You see, most people think of eggs as a breakfast staple. Scrambled in the morning. Maybe hard-boiled for lunch. But they're one of the best proteins you can give your body right before bed. Because eggs contain what we call complete protein. That means they have all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need to grow and rebuild. And they're especially high in leucine, a key amino acid that flips the switch on muscle synthesis. Think of leucine as your body's little construction foreman. It tells your cells, "Hey, it's time to get to work." And if you're over 60, your body needs more of that signal to get the same benefit you'd have gotten decades ago. Younger folks can build muscle from a small serving of chicken or beans. But for us, the signal has to be a little stronger, and eggs deliver that in a tidy, easy-to-digest package. Just one large egg contains about 6 grams of protein and over 500 milligrams of leucine. Enough to matter. Enough to make a difference. And it's not just about muscle. Eggs also provide vitamin D, a nutrient many older adults lack, especially if we're not spending as much time outside. Vitamin D supports both bone strength and muscle coordination. Add in choline, which helps the brain and nervous system stay sharp and responsive, and you've got a true powerhouse in a little shell. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, but what about cholesterol? It's a fair question, especially after decades of mixed messages. But here's what the research now says. For most healthy adults, eating 1 egg a day is safe. It does not increase your risk of heart disease. In fact, it may even improve your cholesterol profile by raising the good HDL levels. Still, if your doctor has given you different advice, follow that first. But for most folks, 1 egg a day, especially at night, is not just safe, it's smart. How you prepare your egg matters, though. Skip the fried versions or heavy butter. A soft-boiled or poached egg is easier to digest and keeps all those nutrients intact. No jaw strain. No upset stomach. Just pure, gentle nourishment. So tell me, what's your favorite way to eat eggs? Have you ever tried one before bed? If not, tonight might be the perfect night to start. One quiet change, and your body just might surprise you by what it can still do. Part 3. Pumpkin seeds, the tiny giants. Theme: a magnesium-rich sleep aid that relaxes and repairs. Now let me tell you about Harold. He's 72. Retired gardener. The kind of man whose hands still bear the calluses of a life well spent in the soil, growing tomatoes, sunflowers, memories. But these days, Harold had a problem. I sleep for 8 hours, he told me, but I still wake up sore. My legs are tight. My back is stiff. It's like my body doesn't know how to rest anymore. Sound familiar? If you've ever woken up feeling like you ran a marathon in your sleep, even after a full night's rest, there's a good chance your body is missing something essential. In Harold's case, that something was magnesium. Magnesium is a quiet mineral. You don't hear about it as much as calcium or iron, but for your muscles, it's the mineral of relief. It helps muscles let go. Without it, they stay partially clenched, even as you sleep. And that tension builds up, leading to soreness in the morning. So where do you get it? Not from fancy powders or supplements. Not necessarily. You can find it in something much smaller and much tastier. Pumpkin seeds. Just 1 ounce of these little green gems gives you about 37% of your daily magnesium needs. That's a big deal in a small serving. And that's not all. Pumpkin seeds are also one of the rare foods that naturally contain tryptophan, that same amino acid your body converts into serotonin, then into melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Now here's where it gets really interesting. When you combine magnesium and tryptophan, like you get with pumpkin seeds, you're not just falling asleep faster. You're diving deeper. You're getting the kind of sleep that triggers growth hormone, the kind that tells your body, it's time to repair. And there's more. Pumpkin seeds are also rich in zinc, another unsung hero for seniors. Zinc helps with cell repair, supports your immune system, and even plays a role in maintaining healthy testosterone levels, especially important for men over 60 who are trying to preserve muscle mass. Not bad for a little seed you could lose in the couch cushions, right? But how do you eat them? Simple. Keep it light. A tablespoon or 2 is all you need. Eat them plain, unsalted, right out of the jar. Or sprinkle them over a little plain Greek yogurt for an extra protein boost. Some folks like to lightly toast them to bring out that nutty aroma. Just skip the salt and sugar. Have you ever tried pumpkin seeds before bed? Are they already part of your routine? If not, tonight might be a good night to begin. Because sometimes, what your body needs isn't more time asleep, it's better quality sleep. And these tiny seeds? They help you get there, one relaxing night at a time. Part 4. Cottage cheese. Slow, silent, strong. Theme: gentle, overnight protein that holds your strength in place. Let me introduce you to Martha. She's 76, sharp as a tack, with a spirit that lights up every room she enters. But a few months ago, she pulled me aside after a community talk and whispered, "I'm starting to feel it, Doc. My legs. Stairs are harder. Getting out of the car takes more effort. I just don't feel strong anymore." Now Martha eats well, moves daily, and always looks out for others. But despite her healthy habits, something was slipping. And what she needed wasn't a major overhaul, Just a little extra support, right when her body needed it most. So I gave her a simple suggestion. Try a few spoonfuls of cottage cheese, low-fat, plain, about 30 minutes before bed. Nothing more. Just that. She blinked. Cottage cheese? I smiled. It may not look like much, but it works quietly all night long. 3 weeks later, Martha came back beaming. It's like my body finally got the memo, she said. I feel stable again. I walk with more confidence. I even take the stairs without gripping the railing. You see, cottage cheese holds a special kind of protein, K. Unlike the quick-burning proteins in meat or eggs, casein digests slowly. That means it releases amino acids into your bloodstream gradually, over several hours, feeding your muscles gently through the night. And that's exactly when your body is in repair mode. While you're dreaming, it's rebuilding. And without enough protein on hand, especially after age 60, your body may start breaking down muscle just to fuel itself. That's the last thing we want. But with cottage cheese, you're giving your body a steady stream of support. A quiet whisper that says, keep going. You've got what you need. It's also rich in leucine, that same muscle-building amino acid we talked about with eggs. But casein's slow release gives your muscles time to absorb every drop. Think of it as a soft hand holding you through the night, keeping you steady while you sleep. Cottage cheese is naturally low in sugar and carbohydrates, making it a smart choice for blood sugar stability, especially for those managing diabetes or prediabetes. And if you're watching your heart health, just choose the low-fat or 1% variety. There are even low-sodium options now, easy to find at most grocery stores. Not a fan of the taste? No problem. Try mixing in a few banana slices, a pinch of cinnamon, or even some leftover kiwi from earlier. Keep it simple. Keep it light. Because this isn't a meal, it's a message. A spoonful of healing. A quiet good night to your muscles. A step toward waking up stronger. Have you ever eaten cottage cheese before bed? What did you notice? I'd love to hear your experience. Because sometimes, one small spoonful is all it takes to remind your body. You're still strong. You're still healing. And it's not too late to feel steady again. You don't need to overhaul your life or chase complicated health plans to feel strong again. What truly matters after 60 are the quiet, consistent rituals. Those small acts of care that, when repeated with intention, can bring profound change. Tonight, let's remember the 4 foods we explored, not as snacks, but as nightly companions in your body's silent work of healing. Kiwi, rich in melatonin and antioxidants, can improve sleep quality by up to 42% according to a study from Taipei Medical University, giving your muscles the rest they need to rebuild. Eggs, offering complete protein and a high dose of leucine, help activate muscle synthesis, an essential process that slows with age but responds powerfully when supported with the right amino acids. Pumpkin seeds deliver magnesium and tryptophan, a duo shown in multiple sleep studies to increase deep sleep and reduce morning stiffness, while their zinc content supports immune health and hormonal balance, especially vital for men managing age-related testosterone decline. And cottage cheese, with its slow-digesting casein protein, helps maintain a steady stream of amino acids throughout the night, preventing muscle breakdown and supporting stable blood sugar levels in older adults, a benefit confirmed by research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. These are not just foods, they're gentle tools that tell your body, I care for you. Every bite becomes a vote for your strength, a quiet yes to healing, stability, and confidence. So if this video gave you a little hope or sparked a new idea, I'd love to hear about it. Type the name of the food you're most curious to try in the comments below. I read every message, and your words just might give comfort or courage to someone else on this same journey. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to Health 365, and share it with someone you care about. Because here, we're not just growing older, we're growing stronger, wiser, and more supported together. Until next time, rest easy, eat gently, and wake up stronger. You've earned it.